Today, we're going to talk about the Assistive Devices program for breast prosthesis. Hi, I'm Sherry from Twin Sisters Mastectomy Boutique. If you like our videos, like and subscribe, share, comment down below. So I'm not going to go over the whole 3 sheets with you. If you are being fit for a breast prosthesis, hopefully your provider, the person who fits you, will fill out all these forms for you and you just have to send it in. I just want to highlight a couple of different points of interest for you. So first of all, you need to be an Ontario resident, but each province, most provinces have a similar program to give a partial grant towards a breast prosthesis, whether it's a full prosthesis or a partial prosthesis. Some provinces, most of them I think, cover a portion of the cost of the mastectomy bra, whereas here in Ontario they don't cover any of it, which is weird because you can't have one without the other. Hopefully that changes. So I'm just going to highlight a couple of things for you. Okay, what kind of breast prosthesis are covered by the Assistive Devices Program, or ADP? So they will provide a grant to pay a portion of the cost of an external silicone breast prosthesis. So a surgical grade silicone breast prosthesis externally, so not like implants that you're getting through surgery. These are external, they go into a mastectomy bra, and they can't be like the knitted knockers or the whatever. They have to be approved by Health Canada. So there's certain vendors that we use, and the reason is because they have to be weighted, properly. They have to be biocompatible. There's a lot of things that go into it. So you can't just go and buy something made out of plastic off the internet and expect to be funded for it. They need to know that it's coming from a proper fitter, and like I'm registered with the Assistive Devices Program, so I'm a registered vendor. That's who you want to go to, somebody who's a registered vendor who will be carrying the appropriate products for you. And if you're not sure something's covered, your fitter should be able to tell you. Who can apply? You need to be a permanent resident of Ontario and hold a valid health card. Someone needs to have either had a mastectomy, a lumpectomy, born with a birth, they use the word defect. For instance, some people will be born where one breast develops and the other doesn't, or they develop unevenly. In those cases, you're covered. I had one lady who, as a young child, she fell and broke her ribs, and while her breasts developed evenly, one side of her chest wall was concave because the ribs broke, and so she didn't appear even, and she was covered. What's not covered? Okay, so in Ontario, mastectomy bras aren't covered. Again, weird, you can't have one without the other, so I hope that changes. Temporary breast prosthesis, again, there's little puffs and there's knitted knockers and all of that, and they're great. They're also quite inexpensive and they're not covered. Silicone nipples, some people want a nipple, or breast implants. So they don't cover like actual surgical implants because these are non-surgical. Let's see here. How much will I receive? So this hasn't changed in like 30 some odd years. And at the time I'm telling you this, we're in May 2025, this is accurate. So if you require 1 full breast prosthesis, you'll get $195 back. If you require 2 full breast prosthesis, $390. If you require 1 partial breast prosthesis, you will receive $105. If you require 2 partial breast prosthesis, you'll get $210. And then you get a little bit more if you are part of the social services program. You're receiving Ontario Disabilities or your social services. If you are getting a breast prosthesis because this was a work-related injury, or you're a veteran, then the Assistive Devices Program won't participate because those other programs will kick in. Okay, so how will you get paid? So you will receive payment by a check. You'll receive a physical check in the mail 6 to 8 weeks after ADP receives your application. So that's fine. So what that means is, do you have to pay everything up front? And you do. You have to pay everything up front, and then you're reimbursed by your Assistive Devices program and then by your insurance, but you actually have to pay up front. And it used to be about 20 years ago, you would only make a partial payment, and then the Assistive Devices program would pay the vendor, the fitter. And what was happening is they would take so long, like 18 months sometimes, to pay people that they owed them tens of thousands of dollars, and they were going out of business. So they changed it so that you guys get paid within 6 to 8 weeks. We get paid up front and you get reimbursed within 6 to 8 weeks, which is like so much better and faster. And I know it stinks to have to pay everything up front, but literally they were ruining people's businesses. So they corrected that. So good for them. Will my private insurance pay for any additional costs? Yeah, sometimes. Check with them. So they'll often pick up the remainder of the cost or a portion of the remainder of the cost of a breast prosthesis, and often mastectomy bras as well, which is good because Ontario doesn't pay for that. I should mention, you get $195 back for breast prosthesis. They say on the form that you get a reimbursement of up to 75% back, which was true 30 years ago, but as prices of breast prosthesis have, changed, and now they're in the $400 to $500 range, they haven't raised the price of their grant, so it's just less than half now. So, but it's something. How often can you apply? You can apply every 2 years if the prosthesis is worn out or no longer usable. People just generally apply every 2 years because then it's out of warranty after 2 years. This is important, if during the 2 years you require a new breast prosthesis because your body size or shape has changed or because of changes in your medical condition, you may apply once in the meantime for a replacement. So what that means is, let's say you have your breast prosthesis. One breast is a prosthesis and one is your natural breast. And within that 2 years, you've gained or lost weight. Well, now the girls no longer match. So they're saying if there's a change in your body size and shape, maybe you're the same weight, but things have moved and the girls no longer match, they will give you another grant towards a new breast prosthesis because, it's important. Also, they're saying if you've had a change in medical condition. So let's say you had a lumpectomy and you had a partial breast prosthesis, and 6 months later they take off the full breast. Well, your partial prosthesis is no good now. Now you need a full breast prosthesis. Or you've had a single mastectomy and a year later you have a double mastectomy, they take off the other breast, and maybe you need to change sizes. Maybe you want smaller breasts because it's no longer fitting. They will participate again in giving you a grant. So change in medical condition, change in body size and shape. So that's good. So what documents must legal agents provide if signing on behalf of the applicant? So occasionally I've had people in here who are buying for their mother or their parent or their aunt, and they are power of attorney. So you need to have that information that you're power of attorney or legal guardian. You should also bring with you, most people just sign for themselves, you should bring your health card with you if you can. And is there a warranty? Yeah, breast prostheses are warranted for 2 years under manufacturer's warranty, which means that if you find it separating or there's something wrong with it, the manufacturers are pretty good about standing behind their products. If your dog eats it, if you put a poppy in and you break it, if you sleep in it, those things aren't covered. So I think that's it. Oh, are you required to send your original receipt to the ADP office? Yeah, you should send them the receipt. So when I do the paperwork, I put the receipt on there. I give you 2 receipts actually. One goes to the Assistive Devices program. One goes to your private insurance, or you can put it on your income tax as a medical expense. So let me know if I've answered your questions. I know you've got so much else to think about. Other than paperwork, right? You're probably inundated with paperwork. So get your fitter to help you. And I usually go over all this information with my clients just so that they have an understanding of what's going on. I don't go over every single detail, but I give them the written form so they can read it, and I just highlight what I think that they need to know immediately. So if you found that helpful, please like, subscribe, share, comment down below. Let me know what programs are available in your area. Do they pay for breast prosthesis? Like, what percentage do they pay? And do they cover bras at all? I'd be interested to know. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.